Okay, so wanted to share where I'm at. Most of the work with the bandsaw has been done. I've got it shaped, and the next step, and the clip holes and the lanyard holes done. Lanyard hole's going to get a carbon tube inside it, and the next step right now is to work with a Dremel, particularly this bit, to shape some of the grooves and to round all the edges. I like using a Dremel, and for this I'm going to go outside and take care of it. It gets kind of dusty, and after I've got it shaped, I'm going to come back in and hand sand, starting with 80, go up to 220, and once it's to my liking, the plan is to work on the clip grooves. I've got the lines drawn in, but to make sure, I'm going to put the clips back on, make sure these clip grooves are dead on, work on that, then put the clip back on and check the cut lines for the clips, cut it, and then everything is now ready to go up to 400 hand sanding. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to apply a bunch of layers of super thin CA glue. And once that's dried, I'm going to work with 600 or 1000 grit sandpaper and hand sand it and get it to my liking. And then band it up, test it. But for now, I just wanted to explain where I'm at, and jump outside and start shaping. This is one of my favorite parts. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, guys, so this is where I'm at. I put the carbon tube in, and I use this Max Secure. It comes in a gel, and I find it works really well. So where I'm at now is I want to start putting in the clip grooves. Put the clips on, make sure the grooves are working, and then cut the tips, make sure that's set perfect, and then just start sanding. I got it, some spots got 80, basically with 80 and 220. I got it to where I'm happy, and the rest I'm just gonna go 400, 600, and then go from there. So right now I'm gonna start putting in the grooves for the clips. Give me a minute. I'm using a sorry. I'm using a file. It's a round file. And the way I'm going to start doing it is I've marked the middle. And so I'm going to start filing it from here and then filing it from the middle on the other side and just start creating grooves on either side of the fork and then start making a line. So here we go. Okay, so I've got the groove on this side, groove on this side, and basically I'm just trying to go as straight as I can from this groove channel all the way to here and make a channel. And I'm going to be using a round Dremel bit slightly larger than this to make the grooves, the final grooves. So I find it really useful to work with this file first because it's slow. There's room for error, right? And so once I make the channel for this, the Dremel is a couple of millimeters, maybe 1 millimeter wider. So the plan is I make the clip grooves with the file, put the clip on and see if it needs any kind of adjustment, a millimeter up or down. And then based off of that, use the Dremel bit to carve in the final clip groove. Okay, so here we go. think I've got enough. I'm gonna test it with a clip right now and see. Let's try one. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's the fit. So I think what I'm gonna do is leave the top channel, but work more on here to make it fit a little bit. So make it bigger from this side. I'm gonna check the other side. Come on, buddy. Better go get a hex. We'll be right back. Okay. Okay, same with the other side. So I'm just gonna make the channel a little bit bigger from this side, leave the top side. Actually on this one, I'm gonna fit the, I've gotta cut a little bit on the top. So I'm gonna continue with the file. And when I'm filing, I'm just applying pressure downward to help cut the channel from the top. All right, let's take a look. All right, that looks really good. Yep. A little bit more from this side, but that looks really good. All right. And then on this one, we're going to do the bottom. So as I'm filing, I'm just applying pressure downward, like toward my legs, and then that way. It's getting there. Okay, this one's looking good too. So now I've got the channels marked. I'm just gonna use a Dremel bit, and I'll show you guys the bit to make the grooves a little bit more pronounced and much smoother. Right now it's kind of uneven. The grooves are uneven, so I'm gonna do the best I can to make it straight. Right, I'm gonna suit up, get ready for get ready to go do some dremeling outside. Let me before I do that, I want to show you guys the bit I'm going to be using. Just give me a minute. So that's the bit, and the idea is I'm just going to work it, right, and get that channel as straight as possible and get a little bit more, get it a little bit deeper. All right. Next step is to cut the fork tips so they're flush with the clips. Cut the carbon tube and then just start sanding. There's a couple of spots I missed, so I'm going to hit it with the 80 grit sandpaper, and then the last part before I start with the layering with the glue is I want to get these clip screws. I've got about an 1/8 of an inch. I don't know if you can see it, but the screw has got about an 1/8 of an inch to come flush with the clips. So I want to drill a larger hole, inlay the screws in, so that, as is, when you hold, you're not going to touch the screws, but I think it's going to be a much nicer feel. All right, so the cut came out pretty straight. I have a little bit of sanding to do, just the hair, to get it a little bit even. It's not showing on the camera as much, but there's some spots that need hitting. So yeah, I'm gonna just start hand sanding the tips and the carbon tube, and once it's to my liking, start working on the inlay hole for the clip screws. This is the CA thin glue that I used. And it comes with a little nozzle like that. Just comes out in little drips. And acetone nail polish remover is super handy to keep this clean so you can keep using it. I got about 10 coats of the glue on here. And I'm going to be using 1000 grit sandpaper because there's a few spots as I was layering it, there's a few spots that got a little bumpy and I just want to make sure it's clean. And so the way I'm going to do it is, instead of applying sandpaper direct, I'm going to apply some wax. I've got some of this Wicked wax, and I think for me anyway, I find when I apply some wax to it and use the sandpaper, this is 1000 grit. Without the wax, once I start sanding, and even though it's super fine grit, the glue, there's a little bit of cloudiness that just starts popping up in places where in direct sunlight you can see irregularities. And I find with the wax, it just helps kind of maintain that consistent texture. Like you can see right around there. I'm just going to take a little bit off and then it's ready. All right, let's get going.